So now I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Professor Ed Blakely. Professor Blakely is the District Commissioner of the Greater Sydney Commission for the West Central region, which is our region. Hopefully some of you know about the Greater Sydney Commission, which now sits above, I guess, our policy and planning for the Greater Sydney region. And it'll be great to hear from Ed. One of the world's leading scholars and practitioners of urban policy, Professor Ed Blakely has been Dean of the School of Urban Planning and Development at the University of Southern California and Dean of the Robert J. Milano Graduate School of Management and Urban Policy, New York School University in New York City. It's a long bio, bear with me for a second. In addition, Professor Blakely's background in academia, he has extensive record of working in public service that includes advising the OECD, the City of New Orleans after the Hurricane Katrina, state and federal governments in Australia and the United States, as well as governments in Korea, Japan, Sweden, Indonesia, New Zealand, and Vietnam. I believe he's also chair of the Future Cities Collaborative, which allows Professor Blakely to combine his passion for sustainable urban design with his expertise in teaching and fostering capacity building in all levels of government. I think Ed is also, after his speech, is going to be part of our panel too. Should be great to hear from him. Please welcome to the stage. Welcome. Please join me.
I've just come from Italy. Last week I was in Rome. The Pope sends his regards. And when I was in Italy, they have the bad habit of putting the principal speaker on before lunch. Now, can you imagine this? You're in Italy. Lunch is the real treat, and they put you on before lunch. Now I'm on before lunch, and I'm bad news. Infrastructure's collapsing, and sentiment would be a lot better if we got on with the task of helping this place grow. I want to talk a little bit about some of the elements that I think need to be part of your vision. And it comes from your own citizens, from your own members of council, from members of your staffers and the like, as well as from the commission. So what the commission's about is, for the first time in the 31 years I've been here, pardon the accent, but I can't lose it, we are now trying to coordinate and innovate at the same time. And the biggest innovation is actually having transportation and all the major institutions, planning, urban growth, and the rest of us sitting at the same table, planning the same place at the same time. By the end of the year, we're going to come out with a regional metropolitan plan going out to 2035. And Mark's already given you some of the numbers we have, and these numbers are going to get bigger, and the important thing is they've got to get better. But we can't service the numbers if we don't have the right infrastructure to service them. So our Chief Commissioner, Lucy Turnbull, has been working with these agencies to come up with a compact, a growth compact. And that compact says the kind of things that I've heard from your previous city manager often enough: Ed, don't let them come unless you have the infrastructure. Well, that is the compact. We're going to try to deliver the infrastructure on time with the right stuff in the right place. So our major moving? Come on. There we go. So that's who we are. This is our district. And this district covers from the hills all the way down through Olympic Park. There are only 4 cities there now. There used to be a lot more. And this district is part of what we're now calling, some of us call it the 3 city emphasis, or the 3 metros, I like to call it. There are 3 metropolitan areas. We're one of only 3 cities in the world that is right now designing an economy around its growth, its population, and its physical development. The other one's New York, and I'm on their board, and London, and I just came from there. The idea for the first time is to spatially match your economy. Usually you have an economy, and then you try to run and put something around it. A plant comes, and you put some houses around it, or a road. We're going to try to do this in advance. And we're not trying to do this in advance simply because it's a nice thing to do. The future is not underground anymore. Not only is it above ground, it's the people in this audience Mark's just talked about, the people who create jobs. And jobs are coming from heads, not from hands. So this area is the pivotal area for the metropolitan plan. We are the workhorse, the vision, the direction, right here today. We have to be the innovators. So we're creating a new innovation arc, and this is the center of it. In this area of Bella Vista and the like, out to Marsden Park and down to Parramatta and Olympic Park, will be the new job creator, designer, and developer of the future. So we're designing the future for the metropolitan area and for all of Australia. That's our mission. Come on. The next mission we have to have is a better clicker. Where am I pointing wrong? There we go. So here are the things that we have to do. One, we have to have the right infrastructure and the right places. The other is we have to have the right kind of housing and diversity of housing for the lifestyles of our people. And that infrastructure has to be put in a quality living environment. Now the Hills starts out in a very good place there. You have a quality, a super quality physical environment. And quality physical environments attract quality people. And quality people make the jobs of today and tomorrow. So we're going to build kind of on your backs, from the skills and so on that develop here, the housing that develop here, the future's coming from here. That's what we want to do. And we have some challenges. So we've mapped it out. And what I've spent most of my time since I came in is mapping out the employment areas and how they all link together in order to produce a place that is quality all the way through. Now there's some big buildings going up. And some of those big buildings are needed, and some small buildings are needed, and all kinds of buildings are needed. But we're going to have to learn how, and this is happening in the rest of the world. I just came from Holland where it's really happening, where you can't tell the difference where the job and the house is located. They're part of a seamless infrastructure. I went to one building where they started out with 4 floors of jobs and 10 floors of housing. The housing has been reduced because the number of jobs has gone up. And these are not jobs that they imported. These are jobs that are being created in Holland right now. And we've got to do the same thing. And some of your colleagues here saw me in San Francisco last year where they're building jobs like that throughout Silicon Valley and Boston. That is our future, to build great jobs. And to build great communities is the heart of building the great jobs. So we're mapping it out. We have to say where we want the housing, where we want the jobs, when we want them, and make this in a logical, sequential growth pattern. So we have one big, long opportunity area. You probably heard of GPOP, the Greater Parramatta Opportunity Area. That's really central and critical. Westmead is producing not just medical care, it is producing medical science. And that medical science is going to have a lot of spin-offs. But we have ResMed here that is also producing medical science. So this is the medical science center as well. And Blacktown Hospital is growing, another medical science. And we're going to build on that base to create this as one of the innovation centers in the world for the medical sciences and related sciences. That is our future. We can't run away from it. We have the infrastructure for it. We've got to build on it. And we have to build on it intelligently so we attract and keep I wish I could find out where I'm supposed to go. So we have a virtuous circle, so we collaborate together and attract and keep the people we need here to ensure that we get the right jobs and the right people in the right places. That's our promise to you. And this is what people are saying they want. Nothing surprising. We had 2,000 people and organizations make submissions to us. And all those people want quality housing. They want good infrastructure. They want it delivered on time. And we have to deal with the problem of not just delivering the infrastructure and having a great train that shows up at your door. We have to figure out what we're going to do when you get on and off the train, because we want you to walk for the most part, or we want you to go in a light vehicle. We want this kind of experience. That's what people are asking for. So we're not trying to deliver something rocket science or anything like that. Very simple, very clear. And here are the people. These are the people. The young guy you see there in the middle with the gray hair is just there because he's cute. But the people we want are these people. And these are the people who will grow the jobs, who will grow the economy, and grow the nation. So our purpose is very simple, very straightforward. That is to be a livable, lovable, great place. To be concrete about this, the Bella Vista Kellyville Showgrounds Precinct, I'm having a summit in 2 weeks, and we're going to come out with the zoning for that area, where we anticipate we're going to have 13,500 new homes, 12,700 new jobs, and 17 hectares of open space. We are creating a little city in the city. And we're going to have this done, hopefully by the end of the month. The premier will be here. You can ask her some questions about it, but that's my task, to deliver it. And deliver it not just for the transportation people who own a lot of land, but for the private people who are around there, and to deliver great communities. The first thing I heard about here was a lack of playgrounds. Well, we got to have 17 hectares of open space. So we're starting on the ground. What is this place going to look like? We're not trying to make it big, we're trying to make it good. So we're coordinating this with the stakeholders. We anticipate that this job will be done, that it'll be coordinated, that the kinds of jobs people need and want will be there, and they'll be delivered on time. Now, one of the bigger tasks we have is every one of us complains about the traffic. I'd like us to complain about the walking, because that's where we have to go. Fewer cars, more walking, a cleaner, better, fresher environment, and that's what people are asking for. So we still will take some input, but by the end of the year, May 29th, my pen has to stop writing. All of us have to come together across all of our agencies and say, this is the plan. Now, the plan is going to be more like a constitution than it is a prescription. Here are the things we expect, here are the places we expect them in, but we expect your city to help us make that architecture, make sure it's right, make sure we have the diversity of housing, the diversity of jobs, the quality of jobs, so this is the best place in the world. Thank you.